You've been studying English for months, maybe years, but lately, nothing is changing. You're stuck. And the reason why is not what you think, but once you hear it, you'll never look at your English learning the same way again. Welcome back to Fluent Speak Lab, the channel that breaks down every wall standing between you and fluent English. If you're tired of putting in the work and seeing zero results, you are in exactly the right place. Hit subscribe right now, because today's video might be the most important English lesson you've ever watched. Let me describe something that I think you've experienced personally. There was a time, maybe at the beginning of your English learning journey, when everything felt exciting. Every week you noticed real progress. New words were clicking. Sentences were forming. You could feel yourself getting better almost every single day. It felt incredible. But then, at some point, something changed. The progress slowed down. Then it slowed down more. And then one day you realized, I am doing everything I was doing before. I am studying. I am watching English videos. I am practicing. But nothing is changing anymore. My English sounds exactly the same as it did 6 months ago. I am completely stuck. This feeling has a name. It is called the language learning plateau. And it happens to almost every single English learner in the world, without exception. It is so common that researchers who study language acquisition have written entire books about it. But here is what those books don't always explain clearly, and what I want to make crystal clear for you today. The plateau is not a sign that you have stopped growing. The plateau is not evidence that you lack talent. The plateau is not your brain telling you that this is as far as you can go. The plateau is a sign that your current approach has reached its limit, and that the strategy that got you here is not the strategy that will get you to the next level. Think about it like climbing a mountain. For the first section of the climb, your regular shoes are perfectly fine. They grip the ground. They support your weight. They get the job done. But at a certain height, the terrain changes completely. The rocks are steeper. The surface is different. And your regular shoes, the same ones that worked perfectly before, simply cannot handle what comes next. You don't need to walk harder. You don't need to try more. You need different equipment. Your English learning is exactly the same. The methods that took you from beginner to intermediate listening, vocabulary lists, grammar exercises, watching shows, those methods are your regular shoes. They were perfect for that stage. But you are not at that stage anymore. You have outgrown them and continuing to use them, no matter how hard you try or how many hours you put in, will not move you forward. This is the real reason your English has stopped improving. Not lack of effort, not lack of intelligence, simply the wrong tools for the stage you are now at. And the moment you understand this, everything becomes clear. Now, I want to talk about something that might be a little uncomfortable to hear, because it requires you to look honestly at how you have been spending your English study time. Here is a question I want you to ask yourself right now. When you study English, are you actually challenging yourself? Or are you just doing things that feel productive? Because there is a massive difference between those two things. And most English learners who are stuck on a plateau are stuck not because they aren't working hard enough, but because they are working hard inside their comfort zone. What does studying inside your comfort zone look like? It looks like watching English videos that you already mostly understand. It looks like reading articles that are at your current level. It looks like reviewing vocabulary words you already know pretty well. It looks like listening to the same types of podcasts you always listen to. All of these things feel like studying. They feel productive. They feel comfortable. And that word, comfortable, is the most dangerous word in language learning. Here's the science behind this. Your brain only builds new neural pathways, only creates real language growth when it is operating in what we call the zone of proximal development. This simply means the area just beyond what you can already do comfortably. Not so far beyond that you are completely lost, but just far enough that your brain has to stretch, has to work, has to reach for something it doesn't fully have yet. When you stay in your comfort zone, Your brain has no reason to build anything new. Everything is already handled. Everything is already automatic. There is no challenge, and without challenge, there is no growth. Your brain is incredibly efficient. It does not waste energy building new pathways for things it can already handle. This is why studying more of the same thing does not work. You could watch English videos for 10 hours a day, but if those videos are at a level you already understand comfortably, you will not improve. You are just exercising a muscle you have already fully developed. There is another trap that smart, dedicated learners fall into, and it is called passive consumption. This is where you spend most of your study time consuming English, watching, listening, reading, but very little time actually producing English, speaking, writing, creating. Passive consumption feels like learning, but without active production, without forcing your brain to retrieve and use language under pressure. The knowledge stays passive forever. It never becomes speaking ability. It never becomes fluency. You are not stuck because you are lazy. You are not stuck because you are not trying. You are stuck because you have been training the wrong muscle in the wrong zone for a very long time. But that changes right now. Alright? You understand the plateau? You understand the comfort zone trap. You understand why consuming more of the same content is not moving you forward. Now let's talk about exactly what you do, starting today, to break through. The breakthrough method has one core principle. You must consistently operate just beyond your current ability, not way beyond. Not so far that you feel completely lost, just one step ahead of where you are comfortable. Every single day. Here are your 5 daily actions to make that happen. Action 1. Upgrade your input level immediately. Starting today, find English content that is slightly too hard for you. A podcast where you miss about 30% of what they say. A YouTube video where the vocabulary stretches you. A book where you need to look up 2 or 3 words per page. This discomfort is not a problem. This discomfort is growth. Your brain is being forced to build new connections, new understanding, new automatic patterns. Stay in this uncomfortable zone every single day. Action 2. Switch from passive watching to active shadowing. Pick one short video, 2 to 3 minutes maximum, of a native English speaker talking naturally. Watch it once normally, then watch it again, pausing after every single sentence and repeating that sentence out loud. Same words, same speed, same rhythm, same emotion, same breathing pattern. Do this every day without exception. After 30 days, your speaking rhythm will sound dramatically more natural. This is not optional. This is the single most powerful speaking exercise that exists. Action 3. Record yourself speaking for 2 minutes every day. Pick any topic. Set a timer. Talk. Do not stop. Do not edit. Do not start over. Just talk for 2 full minutes, raw and unfiltered. Then, listen back. Not to judge yourself, but to notice patterns. Where do you hesitate most? Which words do you avoid? What sentence structures do you always fall back on? This self-awareness, this honest look at your own speaking, is something that almost no English learner does, and it is one of the fastest ways to identify exactly what needs work. Action 4. Have at least one real English conversation every single week. Not a scripted practice, not a rehearsed dialogue. A real conversation with a real person about a real topic that you care about. Use tandem. Use Hello Talk. Find a conversation partner. Join an online community. The pressure of a real conversation, the unpredictability of it, forces your brain to adapt in ways that no amount of solo practice ever can. Action 5. Learn phrases in context, not words in isolation. Stop memorizing individual vocabulary words. Start collecting full phrases and sentences from real English content. When you hear something that sounds natural, write down the whole phrase. Not just the new word, the entire expression. Because language is not made of words, language is made of patterns. And when you collect and practice full phrases, your brain starts to speak in natural patterns automatically. The plateau is not a dead end. It is a doorway. And these 5 actions done consistently are the key that opens it. Your English is not finished growing. It is just waiting for you to give it the right challenge. Starting today, give it exactly that. You did not come this far in your English journey just to stay stuck. You worked too hard. You cared too much. And today, you finally know exactly why you hit that wall and exactly how to break through it. Right now, drop one comment below. Tell me, how long have you felt stuck in your English? Just be honest. 1 sentence. Because you are not alone. And this community is here with you. Share this video with someone who needs it today. Hit like. Subscribe to Fluent Speak Lab. Your breakthrough is not coming someday. It is starting right now. See you in the next video. Let's go.